Welcome everyone to another episode of Mario Kart Tour. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I'll be unpacking everything there is about the Ocean Tour. We have Daisy Cruiser, a brand new version of Singapore. What else remains under the hood? We know that we have those two new characters as well as the two Miis. So exciting. I hope I can share all of that excitement with all of you. Particularly a lot of the new members that just recently joined the channel. So as we do the download here, I'll just talk a little bit about my background, my approach to Mario Kart Tour. I am 100% free to play, and I approach the game with a strategic, methodical, conservative approach to resource management, but all the things that I learned about analyzing the ecosystem in Mario Kart Tour, I don't push that onto any single person, right? All of you out there, I want you to form your own strategies, and all the information that I do here is to provide context so that you can better understand what you're doing in your own game state, right? And there we have it, a brand new image to the tour, and that looks beautiful. I love the sky. Although someone will probably come out and find that it's just a copy paste from another sky, right? That's usually the way, but they're all beautiful. Maybe that's the the takeaway there. Anywho, 30 rubies right off the gate. Start a new tour. We like getting freebies right out of the gate, so very good start. A lot of people were writing to me wondering, will Kart Pro be making a return? It seems like it's been a while, and sometimes that coincides with the city tour. Granted, this isn't entirely a city tour, but we do have a city track being in play. So let's see what else we have. Join multiplayer, 300 coins in a race. Do we need coins aplenty for that, or will that add up? Oh, it says in races. So obviously very early in the morning. So clear 6 cups. Yeah, these are all very easy to do. So we can get this just in a few days of playing. Tour challenges 1. We'll just take a quick sneak peek here. So just point boost tickets seems to be the only one. There's the summertime Lacquer 2. No Kart Pro this time around. So interesting stuff. We have Koopa Cape R making its first ranked appearance. Login bonuses. What? Okay, wow, and I actually didn't click through that too quickly, so we can take a look at what these login bonuses are here. Coins, and high-end level up tickets. Folks, this is so good. What a good start. This is how you do a celebration. My goodness. So the total amount of rubies, let's go through this. We have 10 rubies there. Oh, well, it should say in the announcement anyway. But you can go back and rewind to see what exactly is in this tour. Yeah, let's start right at the top. Let's see what they have to say about this. So, up to 14 bonuses, so 20 total rubies. That's what would be there. 10,000 coins and all types of high-end level boost tickets. Just the thing we need. It's a little bit late after level 8, but granted, they have included the token shop pipes. The percentages on those, we talk about it every time I fire those pipes in the new tour previews, could be tweaked a little bit to make it a little bit more interesting, but I love to see that they're doing it here. Better late than never. That's always true. So we have 48 rubies there, which is the standard for this celebration card. Fantastic. What? The Dolphin Me suit is being given away in the token shop. Peach Vacation, which I don't have. How many times have you folks out there told me, you gotta pull on this pipe that has Peach Vacation, right? Look at this. I got Hakama for free, now I got Peach Vacation for free. Also PGP too. So good, so good. See, if you're just patient, the game will work out in your favor. Always, folks, come on. And we can still have fun along the way too, that's the thing, right? So there's a golden pipe, which will fire a driver, kart, or glider. I like that because when I fire those token shop pipes and I see the gold, I get all excited, and then it's like a points cap ticket, and you're like, oh yeah, right, those are the majority of the outcomes there. So there we go. Fantastic. Watermelon cart. Wait, this is in the ranked rewards. It doesn't appear to be locked behind tier 50. which means that perhaps it will scale according to position, so it won't just be top one in order to obtain it. And then of course that generally means that the value on this, all of them, right? Like the Wild Slugger, I think, was the first one, and there was another one since then. You know, they're forgettable. Basically, that's the point. And but this one looks really nice, so very happy that they're throwing that in. And that, I guess that would mean then that the cheap Mii suit with the bubble is going to be 70 rubies in the Mii shop. I can't believe they're giving the dolphin away for free though. That's the one that people want. That, I mean, it looks aesthetically beautiful, so I'm really happy about that. Now the thing to keep in mind is this is a tour of consequence. We're going to find out. I'm not going to be able to share it in this video, but I'll likely pin a comment below describing what's going on with the Miis lately. This is the tour now when, if the base points cap for someone who's collected all of the Mii racing suits, right, can go beyond, when fully triple capped, 1,600 base points. But we don't know. The cap may be 1,600, maybe 1,700, or some random number in between, or even beyond 1,700. But along with that comment, I'll provide the bonus points boost implications for that, which will shed some light on why hopefully the cap is lower than it could possibly be. But granted, we haven't seen the Bowser Mii racing suit, we haven't seen the Daisy Mii racing suit, and they keep forming these generic character or themed ones like the cat, the chef, right? So it really seems like the sky's the limit to how many of these they can sell. And then it's like it's a dilemma for them, right? Because how much do they want to incentivize their players to keep purchasing them? Conversely, you know, how much do they want to destroy the balance of their game in terms of racing, score, and performance? So, I mean, it's a very difficult line that they're crossing, and, you know, we're just covering it objectively as we proceed forward with it. So that's all good there. Curious to see what the Gold Pass gifts will be this time around, because they really didn't treat Gold Pass well in the last tour. So the Ocean Tour has begun. Collect Grand Stars and see if you can complete all the cups. The Coins of Plenty will be held Tuesdays and Saturdays. This is all standard information. Baby Peach looks like regular tour gifts, and the Surf Master, okay. The Mii boost is still in effect, and here we go. So Surf Master was a previous Spotlight item. I would say that's a boost up from where it's been. Now the value on that glider isn't tremendous, okay, but the fact that it is exclusive, we'll have to see actually if that's been added into the standard high-end selection. But I like this. This is a good precedent. This is something that we've been talking about, and it would just be nice then to see that the normal gifts would at least get boosted to supers. Because granted, the place of supers within the game isn't as extraordinary as it originally was. It's very limited usage, and I should say utility, to these supers. And then to see a continuation of boosted gifts like this for Gold Pass would be fabulous. So there we see Baby Peach. Ooh, DK Summit. I wonder if that means DK Summit is in this tour. It's been some time since that's been the case. So there is the new Daisy badge. All right, and I would imagine they'd notify us if anything is different there. All right, let's go into this pipe and see what is going on. Daisy Sailor, the Flowery Badwagon, as well as the Tropical Balloons are in the spotlight. In addition to the Swimwear Mario, the Cheap Snorkel, and the Black Great Sail. Now the Black Great Sail is a standard high-end glider. We're just going to start right there. This has enormous value, right? If we scroll through all of this, you can see what it presents. It looks like it picked up Singapore 2T. I'd imagine that is a ranked track then. But the Black Great Sail is an interesting case because it's individually a powerhouse glider. This alone can really push your account forward in terms of the coverage that it presents. However, if you've taken a look at the complete landscape of gliders, the Black Great Sail has very few optimal pairings with that of other top meta gliders, such as, you know, the Golden Wings and the Starry Great Sail and the 8-bit gliders, right? That's where they start to step on each other's toes with the Black Great Sail. So while it is a powerhouse glider individually speaking, it does come up short in a lot of these combinations. So when you're fleshing out your coverage overall, that doesn't mean you shouldn't invest into it. This is a very good one to invest into. Just understand that if you're investing into this glider, then you're going to lose some efficiency if efficiency is your chief concern elsewhere down the road. Anywho, let's just go right into the new Daisy character, Double Bob-ombs. That's very interesting. I kind of like that. Themed curiously well to Daisy Cruiser. I guess maybe it's like a warship. I don't know. Starting value is at 9 courses, okay, and it looks like she starts off with every version of Daisy Cruiser, so she got the treatment that PD Piranha didn't get. And I kind of realized after I did the reaction with PD Piranha is that the likely reason why they didn't give him the other variant of Piranha Plant Slide was because of the Mii Racing suit, right? They wanted to give some exclusivity to that Mii Racing suit since they did have the exact same special skill. It made sense, it really did make sense, but it was something that was lost on me upon first look at things. So she starts off having the all of her courses namesakes in her coverage, which is great. It looks like Baby Park is back as well. We'll go through and see what the loadouts are on the Daisy Cruisers. The Baby Park T, we know that Pinja is there, which is a really good course. I believe Samurai Mario is also there. And Singapore 2R is going to be new as well. We'll have to see if that's in ranked mode. Otherwise, we see Cheap Cheap Lagoon, very old course. Koopa Cape has Pauline Party Time. So there's a lot of great options on some of these other tracks that are not the new Daisy Cruiser, but she looks fantastic, and I love to see that characters are given original variations, right? This costume does not exist in anywhere, so they made this whole new render for Daisy. I'd love to see that be brought to more characters in Mario Kart Tour. I think it would really help them sell the game, in addition to keep interest and enthusiasm at all-time highs for their players. Let's take a look now at the Flowery Badwagon, and same thing, starts off with 9 courses. This has been standard for quite some time, and it is running up against a lot of these brand new karts, you know, like the Jukebox Buggy, the Roaring Racer. A number of these are going to be on these courses. We've talked about it before. The competition there is great. And the Badwagons don't have an amazing track record, but that doesn't mean that this one can't, right? It's just that the starting value doesn't give any clear indication that it's going to be any better off. Interesting to see this also has one version of Singapore, just like Daisy does. And then we'll check out the Tropical Balloons, which has Blooper Plus. Oh, and this is starting off with 11. That's curious. And only 1 Singapore. So this is kind of interesting because a lot of times we're all trying to forecast what's going to happen beyond what we can see, right? But I always have to come back to value comes at very specific increments in these items' life cycles, and the fact that this is starting off with 11 top shelf courses has never been done before, not even for the driver, let alone for a glider. So this is very unprecedented, and I would say that the fact that it has this much value right here in the bank, yeah, that speaks very well for its long term. Not going to say specific amount of courses that it's going to end up with, but the things that you can tank to your bank, which are these 11 courses, are going to be very interesting. But of course, it's overlapping with a lot of the other recent items, right? Like the Wicked Topaz, which made it into optimal glider combinations at all-time record speeds. So if you were one of the ones that gambled with the Wicked Topaz, that paid off for you very early on and will likely continue because the value on that isn't fully realized yet. But Interesting to see that they're breaking precedent here and what that could mean for the long term on this. This is one that we're going to want to take a look at several tours from now to see what happens when something is front loaded with this much value, right? Does this have a direct translation into its fully realized value, or is this compensating for some lack that it will receive in its near future? We will see on that. That's very fascinating though, and it's very colorful too. And then let's take a look at the other existing spotlights in this pipe. Swimwear Mario looks pretty cool. Dash Ring is a good skill. It's, you know, one of the best of the rest. It isn't the best of the rest, but it's definitely in the top 10. Picked up 2 Singapore Speedway 2, so we're gonna have to see just how many of these are in ranked mode. Did not pick up any new assumed value buffs, which is to be expected. And we have the cheap snorkel here, which this one, interesting, it picked up the Piranha Plant Slide T in the last tour. That one was missed on probably many of us out there. In addition to the Singapore Speedway 2T, it's picking up this tour. So it looks like Singapore is going to be the focus in week 2, and then week 1 is going to be, well, actually there's one Singapore Speedway 2R in the week 1 ranked mode. Would that mean that T is in week 2? Let's go over there and check it out. Yeah, so it is the 2T variant. Interesting Baby Park R is there. So wow, there's so much to absorb here. There's a lot of things have been shook up here. Let's go to the shop and see what's going on here. So yeah, there is the cheap Me racing suit. Has the bubble skill. I'm curious to see how many courses it starts off with. So it is very much average to start off with. 7 courses. You know, we've always kind of given the hypothetical, what if there's a bubble high end? That should command some kind of a premium in terms of course coverage. Not seen on its starting value, but it does have 5 middle shelves, of which 3 of these get boosted into its top shelf if you were to level it up. So it's starting off with 1 extra middle shelf, but the top shelf is absolutely standard. Nothing specific there. And then the other roster, these are likely ones when they're featured in the shop, they typically get a buff or at least some kind of exposure within that tour. So let's take a look now at the Dolphin Me racing suit. This looks fantastic, and it's starting off with a record low. I mean, it's right up there with the DK Me racing suit, in addition to, wait, it has Daisy Cruiser, so they're giving away free top shelf. That's curious. It really is curious. Very friendly. So this is a great tour. If you're just starting off playing Mario Kart Tour, you can get right into this, and you're not going to be paywalled to the usual extent that they would be doing, especially if you want to try the game out for free. If you have a friend that's interested in Mario Kart Tour and they're on vacation, tell them there's a cruise. Hop aboard, right? Anyway. Starting middle shelf is 5 as well, so it has 1 extra one there. Looking good. Wow, there's the high-end level up tickets. That's weird. They couldn't just give 2 extra freebies out. It's like 1 on the bottom row. The small things, right? High-end glider ticket. Let's go, folks. This is so good. Off to a great start. Number 53. Wow. Yeah, my shops have been good the last couple of days. I had Diddy Kong in the last day of the tour. Those of you who watch the streams, the Wild Pink. There's Dixie Kong's new toy. We're just shedding the coins right here. That's fantastic. That's a cart that she needs on a few tracks. So very happy about that. That puts a smile on my face. It's reducing all the things that we could potentially need in the all clear pipes, but that's fine. That's fine if we can get on the account one way or another. That's all that matters. So that's in terms of the value that the Wild Pink has. If it's not on your account, it may be one. You're gonna have to go through and check your coverage out. For my account, it's low-hanging fruit to pick that up. And actually, this glider isn't too shabby either. It's not really seen in optimal combinations of small sizes, but it does cover a few interesting old courses, and Blooper Plus is a good special skill to pair, especially now that we know that they're going to be boosting the points received for Blooper Plus with the Blooper Frenzy, but also with the Lucky 7 now, in addition to that not blocking the front running skills. At least, you know, if you're in 4th and 5th place, it could potentially block Coin Box there, could slightly block Boomerang, which means when I say the word block, that's your percentage chance to obtain that item in a single roll, as well as the frequencies within each of the frenzies, right? When you're in at a certain position, there's a certain distribution of frenzies that you can receive, and if you have this Blooper Plus on this glider, it will slightly skew that towards the skill that it possesses. And there we have it. Those are the shops. Looks fantastic. Let's get into the ranked cups now and see what's going on. So Daisy Cruiser, do we have a driver? Wait, they did the Daisy Cup, so this is just totally like free. They have not done this. This is extremely friendly. So this is a great opportunity if you have someone, a friend of yours that wants to get into Mario Kart Tour. This is the time. I'm just gonna go out and say it right now. This is the time to try out Mario Kart Tour because this is very friendly. The fact that you can use a super in the top shelf of a brand new course, it's never seen like this. We're going back to like the very beginning of the game, except that this Daisy character, she's in the shop, so they're giving her away. And also when you have a brand new account, they give you all the supers in the tour gifts your very first tour. So, I mean, there's absolutely no reason to pull for, wow, more unprecedented stuff, right? 4 daisies in the top shelf. And this is what we talked about. Listen, you know, I don't do this to be negative about things. I give only real talk here, right, folks? When I said that Daisy being oversaturated over the last 2 to 3 months features an excess of overlaps, this is what I'm talking about, okay? We see here, there's 4 versions of Daisy, and then of course 5 if you consider the super. So, you know, obviously if you know you're a fan of that character, you can still do a lot of powerful stuff. I made the Daisy character guide. If you want updates, join the Discord server. Link will be in the description below, and we can go over some of the updated options for that. So it is really fascinating to see that, but I can understand from the character fans' perspective, that might be a little bit of a letdown, but I think overall having this content in the game is just fantastic. And I love how open it is too. And the regular Jet Cruiser is in the top shelf there, and a lot of other recent options. This item right here, the Dreamy Egg, this can be in the all clear pipe, so that's going to be the new eye, the new candy or apple of Dixie Kong's eye, I should say. But they have a normal in the middle shelf, which is interesting. We've seen that a few times. Like I know the Pipe Buggy has been middle shelf, and then Story Great Sale is middle shelf. So the top shelf here, very powerful. The wonderful wings, we put out that value alert months ago, and it's been so strong. It didn't get the buffs immediately after I put out the value alert, but it had all-time record ranked percentage appearances, and then it started getting the buffs, right? Like it picked up the Baby Park, I believe it was. Yeah, it picked up the Baby Park, and then it picked up all those ranked Nitro courses, as well as Piranha Plant Slide and Daisy Cruiser. So this one is in full effect, folks. But it's a standard high-end now, so it's not FOMO. If you didn't pull on that pipe, you can pull this. You can even pull it in that free Token Shop Gold pipe, and I hope that you do out there. I hope you have that kind of luck. And then, wow, the Super Mushroom 8-bit glider. This thing, say no more. This was already optimal with, you know, top 2, top 3 gliders in the game, and it's just gotten more powerful. That's phenomenal. Wow. That 8-bit glider pipe really was a hefty one back in March, wasn't it? So there we go. Top shelf Daisy along with middle shelf. So not a particularly strong loadout, especially relative to the kinds of opponents that we're likely to face. We'll analyze that a bit as we go along. Koopa Cape R, I have 3 level 1s. We have the Question block me racing suit, which is going to be the best option here. Good thing I picked that up. Yeah, that's obviously this was not the only course that it was giving me new access on, but that's very welcome to see, extremely welcome, because as you can see there, I didn't have a cart before that, and then this was one of the starry buffs, right? So, and this is what I was talking about before when I was analyzing the new pipe, is that the black great sail runs into the other optimal options, and the starry great sail, while might not have the same assumed value count, it's very close though. They're really neck and neck, but the composition of courses that the starry great sail has pairs much more favorably with the 8-bit gliders, such as the aforementioned Super Mushroom glider, as well as those Golden Wings and Dragon Wings that are out there. So this loadout looks fantastic, although, you know, the level 1 me racing suit is kind of like ho-hum there. And then Singapore 2R, we're hoping to see something here. Cat Rosalina, that's not too swell. Did Funky Kong get anything, right? He's in that special pipe, and I don't know. No, they did not give Funky Kong anything. See, this is, I told everyone out there, there were a lot of the Kong fans that were getting excited, like, hey, you know, Funky Kong is going to get his buff of the year. And it's like, no, they gave Funky Kong away for free. And when they give items away for free, that significantly alters the value of things. I talked about it with Classic Mario for week 2 of last tour. It's the same thing with Funky Kong, right? If you use Funky Kong, it's because you love Funky Kong, as you can see by the level 7. I base my entire gameplay experience around the Kong characters. That's what's fun for me. I only started playing the game because it had the Kongs in it. And now we see top shelf. So Daisy is a double ranked feature, and we see a lot of the non-plus skill drivers, except for that Vacation Luigi, who's going to be in the special pipe. We also have the Peach Yukata picking up more nitro value, but we are good with the Cat Rosalina. The Jukebox Buggy will be interesting to see what kind of buffs this picked up. Being in yet another pack, the kind of value on this is enormous. But it only picked up 2 nitro courses, so once these Singapores are done, it's a double ranked feature, but it's not going to help anybody in the future, and this is still paylock. There's never been in a pipe to this point. It is the #1 cart in the game in terms of efficiency and optimization. All roads lead through the Jukebox Buggy if you want optimal coverage. And we also see other carts themed as well. Unfortunately, we can't make use of this watermelon cart. And see, this is the thing when they do these ranked rewards, like the value on this is so lame, because you can only make use of this then in week 2 after the ranked cup is already over. So that's a real slapper. That's one of the few things that they've swung and missed on in this tour. And I have middle shelf here, so I have to say my loadouts are looking pretty paltry on this ranked mode. Could this be one I actually sandbag a week 1? We'll have to take a look at what the week 2 is. Baby Park R, we do have Bowser Jr. Nice to see some of the love given to Bowser Jr. Green Cat Cruiser, once again, as well as the Candlelight Flight, but still not great loadouts. I'm gonna have to really lean on the sandbags that I've been doing just to see what can happen here. So we have a couple of plus skill me racing suits here. Platinum Taxi buff, that's kind of a rando there. In addition to, okay, just a couple of level 1s there. And then what do we have on Daisy Cruiser T? Lakitu Party Time, fantastic. We were talking about how there could be the summertime Lakitu, but they're just giving the Party Time version a little bit of love. I like that. And we see that Chef Rosalina is in the buffs now. So she's taking the spot of Pinja, right? Usually that would be a Pinja buff, but I guess they're kind of moving on to other characters. And there we go. More Daisy overlap. So if you are looking at what this new Daisy Sailor can provide unique to your account, starting value on that is pretty low. But let's take a look actually at this Toadette Sailor. Interesting that she got the Mushroom Cannon. A lot of folks out there, myself included, admittedly, was expecting to see one of these characters get a plus skill, such as Lucky 7, and then the other one would get something like this, Mushroom Cannon. So interesting to see that they both get that. And she's starting off with 10 starting courses, which is top of the mark, really, for drivers. We did have 10 with Peach during the Mario vs. Peach tour last year. That was Happy Peach. That was before the level 8 increase, but it seems like they kind of dialed it back in the buffs that they give on that initial debut tour for items post level 8 track unlocks. So, yeah. And once again, I think it's fantastic that Toadette, she's never had this costume before, so it's just like with Daisy, it's a brand new render. Anyway, let's do some races now. Let's get into it. Let's see what Daisy Cruiser is all about. Let's get into that vacation vibe, right? So we'll get some base points actually on this Wild Pink, and then I'll just go with the multiplayer Mushroom Glider here, just to keep the scores low, to keep my options open. To see what I want to do with ranked mode, whether that be to compete this week or next week. We'll see. I also have to check out what placement gets the, wow, the aesthetic on this looks so unique. It really does. It feels like its own version, honestly. Very refreshing to see. So we go down here, do we? Then usually this is the spot where the tables would move around, but is that not happening? I think a lot of people want to see that happen. Let's go down below and see. Pick up a coin and a jump boost. I know many people weren't thrilled that the downstairs has the Mario Kart 7 mechanics, where it's underwater, because the water physics, that's one of the shortcomings in Mario Kart Tour in terms of the play controls and whatnot. So here we go. Wow, this looks so nice though. The swimming pool looks great. We're going to stay topside on this time. Alright. So the tables did move. Ah, fantastic. I'm so happy to see that. It's like, it's such a relief. Being that Double Dash is my favorite game. It's like, so much is placed on like making sure that they do it justice. And I have to say, I think they did. But it is more actions to go down below quite clearly. I mean, yeah, you can get a mini turbo there, but ooh, are we going to get first place? Toadette has a say about it. Yeah, we will. Scraping by with just 10K, but that's good because we don't want to go too far up with the score in this case. The way I look at ranked mode is a bit different from others out there in the community, in that I'm not actively pursuing the rewards of that, and I find a way to control my ecosystem, which is to say your scoring potential, your inventory, your recent rewards that you've received in such a way that you can conform the game's systems to specifically give you the kinds of opponents that you would like to see on a given week. And that's a kind of control that makes the game very fun and enjoyable. Now, if you do have specific goals in the game, that's going to force you to interact with the more aggressive elements with the matchmaking in Mario Kart Tour. There's nothing wrong with that, but just keep an awareness of that, is that they're always looking to push you further, to try to get you to spend more. And it's very clear and important to keep a budget in this game, right? So if you're not free to play like me, if you do Gold Pass, try to stick to whatever plan that you have set forth. And if you hit a wall, just know that if you slide down a tier 2, it's no big deal, folks. The progress that you give up in the moment can be obtained later for less stress and much easier. Anywho, very good start there. Yes, so let's see where the ranked rewards are. Okay, so top 3. So we don't need to win a ranked cup, which means I can just wait and watch, basically, then. Very friendly, and I would imagine that the scaling is going to be different depending upon what your tier is. So you can let me know in the comments, actually, what tier are you, and how many places are getting the watermelon cart. And does this interest you at all? And what do you also think about it getting the Singapore Speedway R retroactively in effect? Because no one can have access to it until next week. Anyway, let's go ahead now. And actually, I don't want to use the top shelf card. I want to stick with the pink cart. Yep. So let's see what Singapore is all about. And then I'll give runs on the week 2 ranked courses, again with my dialed back loadouts to give full control over the situation once I see what the opponents do. It's a matter of patience. Listen, ranked mode, it goes on for 7 days. You have week 1 for 7 days and you have week 2 for 7 days. Now this looks fantastic. We have to pause that conversation just to take in and enjoy this. Wow. This is like a tech version of Vancouver Velocity 1, which I absolutely love. Vancouver Velocity 1. Whoa, that's wicked. Check that out. Look at the colors in the ramp and the jump boost. Oh my god, that's so good. And we're over the buildings, and now we're under the buildings. And we're gliding now in the trees and the geysers. Oh, so good. So, so good. They've upped their game so much in Mario Kart Tour in terms of delivering high definition, high quality tracks. It's the developers that have honed their craft. Very safe to say. And the kind of course content that they've been putting out in the year 2022 is vastly superior to all the things that we've seen before. It's so refreshing. So enjoyable to see that they don't rest on their laurels, that they do actively care about this game. And when they are passionate about that, we the players can feel that. So it's so good to see. Oh wow, wait, that changes color? That was wicked. Wow. It's like, was I just imagining the geysers were changing color? No, the fountains, right? It had all the lights on it. That's so cool. So good. Let's go right into the T version now, right? Let's go, yeah, right over here. We'll get the base points up on the knee. Wow, that almost felt like a trick track because there were jump boosts on the ramps, and we see it right there. There's still jump boosts on the ramps. Also, like, what was that castle structure too? Great for AR photos. I don't know, did we get a view of that in Singapore 1? Okay, that's cool. There's like dash rings here. Now, how would you get those? I guess there's a way to stay gliding, perhaps? We're gonna have to check that out in lap 2. And now this is going the opposite way, is the reverse version. Ferris wheels in the background. Kind of reminds me, does have a few vibes of Vancouver. That part also reminds me a little bit of Sydney Sprint too, right? Because there's the Ferris wheel for that too. Wait, how did the red shell not hit them? They had a shroom that they were trailing. Whatever. Alright, let's see how we can stay gliding here. I want to get to that upper pathway. Maybe if I just hit the white. Yes, there you go. That's how to do it, folks. Did we get the snipe? No. Let's try to go for it right there. Ooh. The jump boost helped them escape that. Boy, these bots are charged up, that's for sure. Alright, we're gonna need some help with this item roll. There we go. Boomerang Frenzy. And we got the hit in, so we get the friendly first place finish there. Wow, that was a bit chaotic. Didn't get to take in that one just as much, but I'm glad that we managed to hit that gliding path so we could go through the coins. Pretty cool. There's probably all sorts of ways to maximize your action count on that, especially given we have a boomerang driver on this. And anytime you have coin rings with boomerang, as you saw there, we had the frenzy at the end, so not quite as effective there. But you know, there's going to be parts in all parts of the track, in addition to whatever the coin boxers can provide. And we see Rosa swimwear is there, so there's going to be boombox potential there, which means like when the coin box ejects all those coins out, you swoop them all up with the boomerang, and your score doesn't stop counting. All right, Daisy Cruiser time. We have Little Lakitu. I do like Lakitu. It's great to see that he gets the buff. They've been doing it a lot with characters. Pauline Party Time, we've all loved to see her get a couple of recent new tracks. And now Lakitu's getting in on the mix. Very, very good. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention when is the King Boo Luigi Mansion buffs coming, right? There's so many fans of King Boo Luigi Mansion. It's unbelievable. Would love to see it get a little something just as recognition for all the fans out there. Anywho, this is pretty fresh. Oh wow, they have, so the table's not going to move now because of that is in the way. Let's go down below and see, oh wow, no clams, but water geysers there. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Why would there be geysers in a ship, right? Especially like coming from rock. I don't know. Kind of prefer the clams more. There we go. Banana Frenzy. Take that inside multiplayer line. I'm going to try to stay on the top side now to see what happens here. Oh, lost my drift. That's okay. So they added 2 coins and a jump boost. Not much, so really it still looks optimal to go below. And wow, this is a double frenzy run. I'm actually not going to tap on these coins because I don't want to inflate the score too much. So there we go. Amazing luck on that run. We still keep the score low. Probably didn't even get all of the grand stars. Oh, we did, just barely, thanks to the coin frenzy at the end, so fantastic. There's so much to take in this tour, and they even gave me Dixie Kong on today's challenge, so I guess that's what we're gonna go into next, right? We have to go with Dixie Kong. It's a little bit bittersweet seeing her here and not in ranked mode. It's been an incredible drought for the Kongs. That's how I've based my entire account around them, and just to see what they've done with them. Look, I'm not going to get overly worked up over it, but they've only had 1 ranked appearance in like the last 7 weeks of ranked mode, which is an all-time low considering that there's 3 high ends and 2 supers. It's been over 780 days, I believe, since Diddy Kong was last in ranked mode. This is all stuff we talk about, so when and where is that content going to arrive? Whether or not it does, I don't get too worked up over it. I just enjoy sharing this game, sharing this experience with all of you, and honestly, the less time that I'm spending pursuing my own goals, I can spend studying things and learning things that can help you achieve your goals, right? And that's very important to me as well, because this community here, if you're new to it, we're all about helping one another out, and it's about learning about what's possible, right? I like to call Mario Kart Tour a make your own metagame game. Where yes, there is a very standardized metagame that's very effective for achieving optimal score and performance, but that also facilitates and drives the Mario Kart Tour Gacha, which is a predatory element that exists within the game, and you don't need to interact with that at the highest level in order to achieve success in the game. There's untold ways to achieve success. And I'm here to help be your guide in that experience. So anything that you want, if you like a character that you've heard is no good, it's total garbage, I'm here to tell you that you can have success with that driver. And tell me about it below in the comments or on the Discord, and we can discuss the ways that you can plan your account and make that a part of a very powerful inventory. So let's go. We have a green pipe here. Didn't look at the totals. We have a Larry. Okay, almost to level 6. So I got a lot of the normals up to level 6 when we did those PD Piranha pipe pulls. So anyway here, yeah, we're just gonna do this one freebie, and I will leave it at that, I think. If you're wondering if you should pull on this pipe, I would say that unless you have a very strong desire to obtain either this character or one of the items within the set. I know a lot of people were interested in the tropical balloons before we saw that it possessed this unprecedented starting value. Then I wish you the best of luck on that. There's nothing in this that is of particular need at this given moment. For most people out there, you're going to find that you can get by just fine. This is a very friendly tour, the friendliest tour, in fact, that I have ever witnessed in my time covering Mario Kart Tour, which is really saying a lot. So I think this is a good time to enjoy things. Maybe save up a few rubies and go in for something that you're really holding out on, that really speaks to you. So with that out of the way, will we get any luck on this free pipe? Let's just go right into it now. It's a greenie, so it's been a long time since we had a faker as well. Normal cart, that's how we will sign things off. All right, everybody, I can't believe the things that we saw. The login bonus is fantastic. The new course hits the right vibes. I think Singapore may have stole the show a little bit though. That was really, really exciting. But when push comes to shove, the nostalgia from Double Dash is going to really tug at the heartstrings the more I dive into that course. In addition to that, we have a very interesting special pipe, so you're going to want to stay tuned to either the community tab or a video to be posted on the weekend. Either way, I wish you all the best of luck on your pipe pulls, and I hope you enjoy the Ocean Tour. So thank you for spending this time with me. Take care, everybody.